Hi guys, welcome to our last unit in English 1A. We have about 2 weeks left of class, which is crazy. The summer session just flies by. So let me walk you through what we're doing. And I've opened up our class and I clicked on the syllabus, again, just to remind you where we're at. And again, we are starting the last unit, Unit 5, which is called Taking a Stand. So in our textbook, the section that you're reading, chapters 9 and 12, are about taking a stand and using sources. These are things we've kind of been talking about throughout our term, but now we're putting everything we know together and creating that final term paper. But before we start the term paper, we need to finish Night. So if you haven't already finished this short novel, please do so as soon as possible, because by Friday, I need your journal response. So if you were in my normal fall or spring session, you would be writing a full essay based on Night. However, I know that is really tough to do in this accelerated course. So instead of a full essay, I've just asked you to write a journal response, meaning I don't need an introduction or a conclusion, but I need to see you do a couple of things. First, well, let me open it up. I need you to compare and contrast two different outside sources on what they have said about Night. So here, let's open the assignment page. Click on assignments. Again, I don't think you should see any of these red ones. So Unit 4, here it is. Unit 4 Journal, Reflective Reading Response. I should look at it like you guys do. Sorry, this is so confusing on my end. Hopefully it looks better on yours. There you go. Okay, so I go ahead and I begin. And remember, the journals you can enter multiple times. So you can start it and save it for later. So here is the assignment. So after you have read it, you're going to find at least 2 credible websites. Now, we've already been doing that. Last week, you did that in the student-led discussion area, so you've already started. I want you to find at least one more, and you can do that by going back to the discussion area, and you're going to compare and contrast those 2 sources. So what did person A say versus what did person B say? And then you're going to give me your interpretation of Night and tell me whether or not you really agreed with those sources. So again, give me the explanation of the first source. Be sure to include your opinions. Do you agree? Then give me an explanation of the second source. Give me your opinions. Do you agree? And then overall, your thoughts about Night. And this section should be longer than the other 2 because this is just you talking about what other people have said, and now you're telling me what you think and how you feel. Now, to help you kind of organize your thoughts, I have 6 different essay prompts, if you will, that'll kind of help you shape your response, because I don't want you summarizing the book. This last activity, this last writing assignment before the term paper will help you prepare for that final analytical response that really uses research. So, sorry, I can hear the baby. Really think of this activity as a way to practice responding to sources, adding them in the paper, telling me your own analysis, and then shaping an analytical response. Because we all know what Night is all about. We know the summary of it. I don't need you to do that. Instead, I want you to pick a theme to really respond to. For example, does the author believe in God's grace and the power of prayer, or does he blame God for what has happened to his people? You can go either way on that. There is no right or wrong answer, which is why I love English classes. It's up to you to decide, and you're going to prove that by taking quotes from the book and, again, talking about what other people have said about the book. So hopefully that makes sense. Again, you don't have to stick to one of these 6 things, but I think this is the easiest way to kind of, again, shape your analysis. If you have something else in mind, let me know. But again, this needs to be given to me by Friday. So you will be graded here based on this rubric, worth 80 points, which is almost as much as some of our essays. So it is an important part of your grade. And then by Sunday, you are completing a peer review. So we don't have anything physically turned in this week except for the journal. The other thing that we're doing is the peer review. So we go to the discussion area. And by Wednesday, you need to post right here, Unit 5 peer reviews. And you have the same groups that you did in Unit 2. So you find your name. You're going to click on your name. and you'll see what you were doing. You're posting your rough draft by Wednesday of your final term paper. This is not the journal response tonight. This is your rough draft term paper. You'll submit it here, and then by Sunday, you are going to critique your classmates. So point out revisions, give them suggestions for improvement, take a look at their citation styles. And again, this is peer-led, this is student-led. I don't participate in the peer reviews, but I do watch and monitor and make sure you're on the right track. So our discussion that we're doing together as a class, let's see, Unit 5, taking a stand. You'll see we have 2 because this unit is 2 weeks long. You're only working on 1 this week though. We're working on sharing sources. So I click here and we're going to share sources for that final paper because you guys are writing about similar topics, probably. You have to pick a topic that is somehow in our class. And you all turned in outlines last night to me, hopefully. I'm going to look through those in the next couple of days. And now you're able to share sources with each other. And this is where we create an annotated bibliography. I'm giving you a little bit of a break, though. You don't have to give me all of your sources. I just need to see 2 to 3 sources. And please don't pick one that's from our class readings. So don't choose to write about night here because we've all read night. I want you to share sources that are outside the classroom. And you do that by creating a works cited entry for that source. Then you give a short summary of the source, an evaluation of the source, and a reflection on the source. So 3 mini paragraphs for each source you give me. So if you have given me 2, you'll have a citation, 3 mini paragraphs, citation, 3 mini paragraphs. And that is for your first entry here by Wednesday. And again, this discussion is going to help you with that draft. So hopefully that makes sense. All right, so again, we have this discussion, annotated bibliography. If I go back to the discussion home, we have this discussion, which is a peer review, and then by Friday, your journal response tonight. So it kind of sounds like a lot, but I did give you a little bit of a break by not having to do any formal writing this week. And speaking of which, please make sure that you check your grade book here as soon and as often as possible because we only do have 2 weeks left of class and I need to make sure that you've turned in anything that you are missing. All right, guys, so if you have questions about this week's assignments, please let me know. Oh, don't forget to look at the Module 5 lectures. I went ahead and that term paper, remember, I gave it to you early last week because I wanted you to have a heads up. I just copied it over into the Unit 5 area because that's normally when you would see it. So if you're still confused about what we're doing for our final project, you can see that again, but please make sure you read these lectures on how to write persuasively. And then, of course, how to respond tonight. All right, once again, please let me know if you have questions, and I will see you online.